Hello stitching friends, I'm back this week with my project Bewitched by Lisa Parker. This is a heaven and earth design which I'm doing on 25 count even weave, and as you can see I've got quite a lot of this finished now and I'm roughly at about 83% at the moment, so I really am steadily climbing to the top of this hill. I mentioned in the last video that I was finding it a little bit difficult to pick this one up and continue with, and I was thinking that it might be because I'm so close to the end that I feel like, oh, you know, well, I can just go and do something else because this one's nearly done, and that's a bit frustrating because it's kind of still sitting there waiting for me to come back and do it. And the more sort of cross stitch patterns that I go and start anew, the harder it is for me to come back and finish old ones. So, but I can say in my defense that I am actually really good at getting through it, and I have been doing quite a few stitches. I try to aim for about 200 a day. That's about as much as I can manage, and the reason that count is so low is because I'm working line by line or row by row, well actually square by square, and I know that might sound really tedious to people who've never done these designs before, but if you actually are quite experienced with doing a huge piece like this, which is quite detailed, you actually find it's easier to make less mistakes when you are going line by line, even though it takes longer to do because you're changing your thread every time you do a stitch or a few stitches and rethreading your needle. So yeah, that can be really time consuming. So what have I done with this one this week? Well, I've done this whole entire 5 blocks along here, and it started quite confetti like, and then it gets to be less confetti as it goes down the bottom here. I was having a nice time, bit of a holiday with this just black and brown. But coming along to this bit now, and I find it's taken me a long time because I don't know how visible this is, but you can see it's probably about at least 20 colours, 20 different colours in that one square. So you might say to me, why do you do this when it's so, well, I don't know, you know, we're all a bit crazy like that, but we enjoy it. So I've done all this, but one of the interesting things that I think I'll mention is that I went a bit loopy, and I was watching TV with my husband, and I was doing the row by row business, and then I thought, oh my god, I want to break free, like Freddie Mercury says. And what I did was I just went crazy. I think it was on this section here I just started going, I forgot all about my row by row. I took one thread and I ran, and over on this side I just came down like a snake with one colour. And I thought, you know, what the hell, now I just have to do that. So I just went and did a whole cross-country section, and then I went back to my line and I got back into where I should be, you know, like in the military. I was kind of hard on myself. So I thought, well, it's okay to do a cross-country thing, but, you know, it's just going to mess up. If I start going cross-country up here, all these threads start getting in the way, and then it's like, oh, you know, it's actually going to be harder than sticking to what I had. So yeah, I'm back to the routine, and it's going to be really good to see the end of this piece. So I've really enjoyed it. But yeah, it has been a little bit of an experiment really, because it's my first one, so I wasn't entirely sure. I wasn't entirely convinced about the parking, and I wasn't entirely convinced about cross country. Maybe I lie somewhere in between, and maybe it's better if I actually just mix up the two a bit, or, you know, just whatever I feel like doing, I'll just do that, because at the end of the day, it's not an exam. I don't have to, you know, prove anything to anyone. So yeah, that's how it has to be, I think. So creativity knows no boundaries. So thanks for watching, and hopefully next week I'll be able to report a little bit more progress, and let's see, I might even get this finished by the end of 2020. So let me know what you're working on and how far you've got, and if you're enjoying it, and have you started something new maybe, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.